The Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook is the third book in the Dungeon Crawler series, and let me just tell you, this series just keeps getting better. It's crazy. And each book gets crazier and crazier. Like, I finished the first book, I was like, okay, yeah, this is a fun book. I think if the other books stay like this, it's going to be a fun series. The second book, I think better than the first. Third book, what the hell am I freaking reading? And I think it's only going to get better. Hopefully it doesn't get too crazy where it's like, I have no idea what is going on in this series. Like, but it's answering questions from previous books, but also creating more questions. So you're not just like, oh, hey, we're going to create more and more questions that aren't going to get answered sufficiently by the end. It's, hey, we're answering questions that you've been wondering, but there's still more questions to be asked. If for whatever reason this is the first time that you're watching this video series, make sure to hit that playlist up there and it'll show you the first one, the second one, and it'll pick right back up where you left off in the third one. And then if the fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever is still posted, you'll get that too. So make sure to check out that playlist and let's get into a more in-depth review. So I really love the change in the styles between books. And I understand you're probably thinking, well, they're all still the same style. And it's like, well, I mean, the style in how the book is an adventure book. So like the first one, it's a traditional dungeon crawling epic where it's like, hey, we've got to get out of this dungeon. We got to fight boss monsters. The second one's kind of a very like, medieval magic style where it's like, hey, there's a mystery. It's, pubs and mysteries, but also at the same time, it's very technological. It's weird, but it feels very more traditional Dungeons and Dragons, not dungeon part. And then we get to the third one, and it's just kind of like, we're on a train now. In a train station, you're basically just a whole subway system. The entire story takes place in a subway system. Who thinks of this stuff? This is freaking amazing. Like, it's honestly like this series is just watching like different seasons of Dimension 20, where it's like, yeah, the first one is a bunch of kids in high school. The second one takes place in a city. The third one is an actual traditional Dungeons and Dragons style game. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting. It's like, okay, each one is like its own different campaign, which takes place in a whole different version of the multiverse, but it's the same characters, which is really fun. I'm having so much fun in this series, just reading it. I'm laughing. I'm like feeling their like stress. It's like, this is a good book. And I like in this one that they find out like the whole story of this level is, hey, it's a commentary on the universe as a whole and how bad the apothecary race is, which are the Precarans. And I thought it was really cool. Like, you have that political, like you have that just a whole political commentary in the underneath. Like, you don't have to worry about that. You can still enjoy the story and not have to worry about the politics of it. But the politics of it is also kind of fun because it's building this whole universe that's like, oh, wow, this universe is way bigger than we thought it was. And it's very interesting. So let's get into my predictions that I've had, because at the end of each video I talk about my predictions, and let's talk about some of the stuff that I got wrong. So I'm pretty sure Beatrice is actually dead, and Princess Donut was just in denial because Carl was going to kidnap Princess Donut because Beatrice was going to sell Princess Donut to be just a cat farm, and we weren't sure in the early books if Princess Donut was aware that Beatrice was going to get rid of her, but it was kind of hinted that Princess Donut knew. It wasn't outright said, but we think so. Also, her being part of the Daughters of Brunhild, run by Hecla, completely wrong. I thought Hecla was going to use Beatrice to get Princess Donut to join. No, Hecla was just going to kill Katya and Carl to get Princess Donut. But let's talk about Princess Donut being a fucking badass. Like, the fact that she was just like, no. Number one, you don't kill Katya and Carl. That's my job. Those are my people. Do not kill them. And the fact that Katya was the one who got to kill Hecla, I think really helps with making sure that, okay, we know for a fact that Katya is part of this group and is going to stay here. There is no questioning of her allegiance. And I did have a prediction that I think Katya and Carl are going to be love interests. And for a very small second, I doubted that prediction. I still think it's going to come true. For a small moment, I thought maybe Ella, the 99-year-old woman, was going to end up becoming the love interest. And then she spoke and I was like, oh, no, it's Katya. Katya's the love interest. But I love Ella. I think the fact that she's still a potty mouth old woman and just a badass now with just so much bloodlust is so great. Then we have Frank. He's dead. His wife left him. She apparently had already left him in the first place. So, you know, clearly that wasn't working out. And we find out why Maggie killed their daughter, because there was no way that she could, because they were abusing a system. But Maggie's still out there. You don't know anything about it. She may come up in this one. I feel like at this point we should get Maggie. Really feel like Maggie should show up in this book. Maybe. If not, it'll skip till the next one. Agatha makes a brief appearance and brings up more questions. Like, okay, she's level 8. She has not picked a class. How is she in this system? We also find out that Carl's little piggy is still alive. And okay, there's going to be more to it. There's going to be more to that. It was just kind of like, hey, he's still alive, but we're not going to talk about it because there's a lot of drama going on behind the scenes of the game, and Carl's kind of making everything worse. That is for sure. I have a few predictions, but honestly, it's getting a lot harder to make predictions for this series just because I would have never guessed when I started reading, before I started reading the third book, what was going to happen in the third book. I still think Katya is a love interest, and I still think Mordecai is going to die. We may get more of the Katya love story in this one. Mordecai won't die in this one. Maybe he will. I don't think so. I think if he dies, it'll probably be in the 6th or 7th book, but we will see, because this series keeps getting crazier and crazier, and I'm excited to keep reading it. That's why, like, as soon as I finish this, I come over here and I give my thoughts on it. So that's it. Hopefully you guys are reading along with me, or if you're getting into it now, go check out the other reviews. I'll have the playlist over here for you. And without further ado, stay marvelous.
God damn it, Donut!